Hey everyone, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Got my big gray cozy scarf on because there is a ton of snow where I am. We just had like a big blizzard, and snow's always awesome right before Christmas, but then after Christmas I feel like it's like, can't beat it. So yeah, gray scarf on, lots of snow, was kind of snowed in for the last couple days, and I'm excited to be on here with you, just giving you guys a minute to pop on and show up and be a part of this. So the title in my live says why the first stage of business is so important and can't be avoided, and why you can't buy your way through it. So what am I even talking about, right? For so many of you, for so many of us entrepreneurs, not even understanding that this stage of business idea and that there's 3 stages of business, which is what I'm talking about a lot, is really new. It's people are like, what are you talking about? What stage? But it's true. There's 3 stages of business. There's actually 5, but I coach on the first 3 because that's the 0 to 10K arena. And the first 3 stages is the road from 0 to 10K, consistent months, not one-offs. Okay, so consistent months, and I coach solopreneurs the strategy and mindset shifts that need to happen to make consistent income, build momentum in your business. And so I wanted to jump on here today and talk about the importance of stage 1. Now, a lot of you watching probably are already moved through stage 1 and you're on to stage 2, so you'll recognize and know what I'm talking about. And then for those of you who are newer to business, this will be really important for you to hear. So stage 1 is the time where you feel like you don't know what you're doing. You feel like you have no idea what's going on. You have some sort of idea of like, I think I want to be this. You're not even really sure what to call yourself. You're maybe have some idea who your clients could be. You've maybe done like it might be some free stuff you've done, or you volunteer, or it's a hobby that you love that people have started to like ask more from you. So it's not really a business yet, but the idea of it becoming a business is there. That's stage 1. That's where it begins, and it's called the foundation. Brittany, so great for you to be here. This is an awesome one for you to be here. So it's called the foundation. Stage 1 is what I call the foundation. And this stage is exactly that. It's about building the solid ground underneath you. And if you want to, hey Christine, if you want to have a solid business, if you want to have a sustainable business, again, like none of these flashy whatever things and these one-offs and these big payoff days. This is for people who are in it for the long haul to build a sustainable business, freedom lifestyle, are ready to put in some hard work, stay focused, and get real with themselves about how long it takes and what the signposts along the journey of building the sustainable business are and what needs to be done. Okay? So you're building the foundation. You're building this rock solidness underneath you that's going to support you and just get stronger and stronger and be able to build you up. Okay, well, that there in and of itself is why it can't be avoided. You can't avoid building the base structure of your house. You can't avoid building like what's the solid platform that everything is going to come and stand and like be secured on. Right? Because what will happen if you try to avoid that, or if you do it half-heartedly, half-assed, it'll crumble. It'll crumble. And I see it time and time and time again. Thanks, Brittany. I see it time and time and time again. People don't spend enough time building the solid foundation of their business, and then it crumbles, or they take on more, or they end up in so much debt that now they're sinking and they can't really get things going because they've used so much money investing on what they thought would get them out of this foundation stage, and it just doesn't happen. So that's why it can't be avoided. You have to go through the foundation stage. You have to build your foundation. And here's why it sucks. And here's why a lot of people want to avoid it, is because it doesn't feel like it's going well when you're in it. When you're building that, it doesn't feel really great. And let's take that idea of a house again. Okay? It's like, Well, yeah, what's the most fun part about like designing or building your house? It's when you get to decorate it. It's when you get to like put your own taste and colors and like make it look beautiful. It's not pouring the cement. Like, who wants to do that? I don't. Like, I don't even want to be a part of that. And most people don't, especially if you're a creative business visionary owner. Like, you don't want to be pouring cement for the foundation of your business. You want to be like in the fun parts of it all, where you're like making money and changing lives and, you know, you're a success story. But you have to pour the cement. You have to build the foundation. And it can't be avoided. And expect that if you're in it, you're going to want to avoid it. You're going to feel like you're failing all the time. You're going to feel like you're no good. You're going to feel like you don't know what you're doing. It's going to be so many highs and lows. You're going to think that you finally found the answer to something. But nope, sure enough, it sets you back again. This is normal. And I'm glad Brittany's on here because I talked to her about this. And this is what I also call entrepreneurial school. The foundation is your entrepreneurial school. There's no place that you can go that's just like a college where you can like, hey, I want to like practice being an entrepreneur. No, you go be an entrepreneur. That's your practice. And the foundation stage is the school part of it. It's when you're trying to figure out where you come from, what your message is, who your clients are, what your niche is. You're in school. And what usually happens when you're in school? You're broke. You're usually broke. And you're usually working your ass off. There's no doctor I know, no teacher, no lawyer, no super successful person that gets paid decent money that like just was like woke up one day and was like decided to be a doctor, so they just showed up at the hospital and operated. No! They study at school. They're broke. They have student loans. It's like awful. They never sleep. They don't have a life. Sound familiar? Why? Because they're building their foundation. And that's the thing that we've lost along the way online, is we've lost this sense that like, hey, I have to put some hard work in here. I have to put some blood, sweat, and tears in here and like build this foundation. I got to go through entrepreneurial school, and it's not going to be easy. And it's going to take a lot of time and guts and discomfort. Like, I remember when I was in university studying for tests and stuff, like that sucked, right? But eventually you build your foundation and you graduate. And that's part of going through stage 1, the foundation, and moving into stage 2, which is the hustle. And I'll talk about that more at another time. So last point I want to make on this is you can't buy your way through the foundation stage. You can't buy a course that's going to teach you this one thing that's going to bring you all this money. You can't buy a 90-day program that's just going to solve everything for you and now you're going to be making 6 figures. It does not exist. It does not exist. I'm not saying that you don't need certain courses and you don't need to learn certain things, but in the foundation stage, it's not about a quick fix payoff. It's about learning who you are. It's about trial and error. It's about some free coaching sessions maybe so you can practice. It's about studying things. It's about failing, because in the failing, you actually learn how you can really succeed. It's a lot of up and downs, highs and lows. That's what it is, because you are in training. But what happens when you allow yourself to go through the foundation stage, to try and fail and have small wins and, keep going, is you build resiliency, which is like actually 2 things, resiliency and perseverance, which are the 2 absolute characteristic traits that entrepreneurs need to succeed. So you learn how to persevere and you build resiliency. And then what happens when you come out of it, and I have a lot of really great clients right now that are out of the first stage. And what happens is you get so clear on your vision and your mission and what you're here to say and what you're here to do. And then that's when you go hustle. That's when you hustle and get that message out there. That's stage 2. So don't skip out the foundation. You're in the foundation How do you know when to allow yourself to move to stage 2? You're not allowing yourself, Brittany. It happens naturally. And you know you're there because you've got a lot of sessions underneath your belt. You have a real clear knowledge of the problem that you help people solve. Stay absolutely away from what do you do? I'm a coach. No. Stay away from that. What problem do you help solve? When you know what problem you help solve, when you can communicate that clearly to people, when you can blog and talk and post and create content around helping people solve that problem, that's when you're ready to stand firmly on what you believe in and what you're here to do. That's when you move into stage 2. That's when you move into the hustle. Because then, like I just said, you go out and now you hustle. You hustle that marriage. Yeah, you hustle that marriage. You hustle that message out there. So you know what? Don't get frustrated if you're in the foundation stage. Honestly, like you think, like just change your mindset. And this is why it's so important. There's so many strategies that go with each stage, and there's so many mindset shifts that go. It goes hand in hand. So your strategy at this stage is to get out there and practice, to like offer free calls or low cost calls, to like, maybe hire a coach and work with a coach that's going to like help you practice and get in touch with what you really want to say, especially one that can help you with your messaging and your niche. You want to start getting visible, getting known, and having a strategy around that. But it's more in a way where you're practicing, you're seeing, you're trying, and you're putting yourself out there, and it's really uncomfortable. It's really, really uncomfortable. So that's the strategies you want to focus on. Now, the mindset shifts you want to make while you're in this stage is start to think of yourself like that doctor that's in med school. That doctor that's in med school isn't like, oh, this sucks that I'm in school. The doctor that's in med school is like, yeah, I'm in school because I'm training to be a doctor. That's how they think. Right? They're not like, oh, this sucks, I have to go through school. They're like, of course I have to go through school. How else am I going to be a doctor? That's the shift you make as an entrepreneur. The only place you can be in entrepreneurial school is out here being an entrepreneur. So stage 1, foundation, you're out there and you're in school. So you don't get down on yourself because you're not making a pile of money or you don't have all these followers or anything like that. No, you're learning how to do that. Now, by the end of the foundation, that stage is like 0. I always say it's like 0 to maybe 1K a month or so. Like that's kind of that stage. There's not a lot of money in that stage. And anyone that's real, any leader that's worth following, if you follow their story, you will see in all of their stories, they were broke as a joke, as lots of them say, in the first couple years, and they were like working their butt off. Lots of them were doing something different. I think I called myself a breakthrough coach. Like, what is that, right? Because that's the foundation stage. So stay away from shiny object syndrome. You don't need to go buy a million things. It's a great business investment to invest in a coach that can help you through this first stage. I have my calendar up there if you want to book a call and see how we can work together. That's great. And now my whole family's coming in because it's Christmas time and Grandma and Grandpa are here and the kids are showing up and it's fun. So I'm going to go be with my family. Give this a look over again and just get really clear if this is you in that stage that it's okay. You're in entrepreneurial school. Just keep going. You're doing the right thing. And think about that doctor. Think about that lawyer. They don't necessarily like their school, but they're not like, why is this taking so long? They don't think that. They just do it. Okay? And stay tuned for stage 2, where I'll talk to you guys about being in stage 2 of business. Okay, I hope you have a great night. Always and ever, hit me up if you have any questions. Take care. Bye.